Hello everyone and welcome to my 2016 NFL Draft reactions. I'm going to be showing my winners, my losers, and just my thoughts on the NFL 2016 draft. So this was a pretty good draft, obviously, but also these are my predictions, so don't get too salty if I talk about a team that you guys think are going to do better, like in the comments. Obviously I like your guys' opinions, but at the same time, you don't get all salty. It's all good. I'm not going to get it right. But here we go. So here's the results of the 2016 NFL Draft. We had the Rams taking the number one pick at Jared Goff and then Carson Wentz. I mean, these are two picks that I think that the Rams and the Eagles gave away too much to get them. I think Wentz is definitely not the QB of the future for the Eagles. I think that Bradford is going to be the starter this year and maybe even next year. I think the Rams taking Jared Goff he's going to be their QB, but will he ever be amazing like Andrew Luck was or like Robert in the third, all those QBs that won it? I don't know. We can't say yet, but I do think the Rams and Eagles gave it too much to get these two picks. I think they could have just, obviously, if you think about it, the Rams have Nick Foles. Maybe give him another chance. He's not a great QB, but at the same time, both these teams had decent QBs to work off of. San Diego Chargers taking Joey Bosa at defensive end. I like this pick. I think Bosa could be a very good defensive end for this team in the future. Obviously, the Chargers, they had a lot of options. They could have taken Ezekiel Elliott, but I think that Joey Bosa is a good pick on their needs. I think he's a great defensive end, the best in the draft for sure. The Dallas Cowboys taking our for Ezekiel Elliott. I don't like this pick very much just because, I'm not going to lie, I don't think the biggest need for the Cowboys was running back, and I think they went a little out of their, comfort zone to get this pick. I think Ezekiel Elliott's a really good back. He's so speedy, but at the same time, when you already have in the backfield Darren McFadden, I think he had a good year last year. I think he ran like 800 something yards, and I think that if a healthy Romo, you don't really need a top end running back. I think this was just they had bigger needs. I think if they could have got Jalen Ramsey, players like that, but they decided to go with Ezekiel Elliott. Jacksonville Jaguars taking Jalen Ramsey. Oh man, the Jaguars did good in this draft. They got Jalen Ramsey and Miles Jack. They completely won this defensive draft. What a great pick. I love this pick a lot. The Ravens taking Ronnie Stanley at offensive tackle. I like this pick. I think he's definitely one of the best offensive tackles in the draft. I think second best behind Laremy Tunsil, but he doesn't have issues like Tunsil does. And I think that Ronnie Stanley's the safest pick for the Ravens, and he's going to be a good tackle for them. The 49ers taking DeForest Buckner at defensive end. Like I said, they wanted defense after Justin Smith left, and their guys are just getting older. I think this is a good pick, but I do think they wish they could have got Bosa. The Titans took Jack Conklin offensive tackle. Again, they passed up on Tunsil. I don't think it was the best decision for their franchise, but Conklin's a good offensive tackle. The Chicago Bears taking Leonard Floyd. I love this pick a lot. Obviously, the Giants are probably a little chapped that they got this pick because they needed a linebacker, but the Bears had some defensive needs. Their obviously defense is still pretty weak, but what can you do? The Giants taking Eli Apple at cornerback. A lot of people are pretty angry about this pick. I'm not a big fan of the New York Giants, but I think that when I looked into it, this is what the Giants really needed. He has the potential to be a top-end cornerback in this league. I think they passed up on Hargrave just because of his size. I think Eli Apple's size and his physicality is something that they loved about him, and he can win battles against the big receivers in this league. I think the Giants really did do a good job in this draft, getting Sterling Shepard as well. A lot of people say the Giants didn't have a good draft, but I think Shepard was one of the biggest steals in the draft. The Buccaneers took in Vernon Hargraves. Again, I think he is better than Eli Apple, but I think the potential right now, but I think potential-wise, Apple's better. And then I'm going to go down I'm going to skip some teams here. I'm going to go to Miami Dolphins taking Larry Tunsil. I love this pick a lot. I think this is the biggest steal of the draft for sure. I think Tunsil's going to be a great offensive tackle to help work around Ryan Tannehill. Let's go to the Cleveland Browns taking Corey Coleman. I think he is the best receiver in this draft, and I think the Browns need some weapons for Robert Griffin III. They trade away the first overall pick. I think they got a lot of pieces into place. I think the Browns team are only getting better. It's going to take some time, though. Let's go now to the Colts taking Ryan Kelly. I like this pick. They needed a center. Let's go to the Jets taking Darren Lee. He's going to need to have a great year if the Jets want to be successful and make the playoffs. They need Lee to be better than he was. Need to be amazing this year. Let's go to the Texans, Washington, and Vikings. Will Fuller, Josh Doctson, and Laquan Treadwell. I love all three of these picks. The Texans, for sure, they need more weapons. The Washington Texans, I think that they didn't really have anything else to take. And then the Vikings obviously need more weapons. I like all three of these picks. Let's go now to the Broncos taking Paxton Lynch at quarterback. Again, I think the Broncos, I don't think he's going to be a top-end QB in this league. Maybe a QB like Kirk Cousins or something like that. But Lynch is a good QB, but I think that the Broncos, I think it's a good pick, but at the same time, I think they should have been done better in free agency if they want to be a contender again. So let's go now on to the winners of the draft. So I got my winners. As the Jaguars, Dolphins, Giants, Bills, Chargers, Raiders, Titans, and Browns. You're probably gonna disagree with me, but why the Jaguars? Well, they just got one of the top two prospects in the draft at the start of the year: Miles Jack and Jalen Ramsey. Two big defensive needs. They got Prince Mukamara. This Jaguars team, I think, in the next 3 years is definitely gonna be a playoff team. You know, with Blake Bortles, I think this team offensively is still very good. And they got I forget his name. Who did they sign? Chris Ivory. And the Jaguars are only getting better, and I like the way this team is going on defensive needs. The Dolphins, they got Larry Tunsil and Peyton Manning to help tutor Ryan Tannehill. I love this pick to help. Tannehill was banged around last year, and this is a great pick for them. The Giants, like I said, I'm not a big fan of them, but they did win this draft in the long run. I think Eli Apple will be a great cornerback, and I think Sterling Shepard's a big steal for the Giants to get. And then now the Giants have and obviously a winner because they have one of the easiest schedules in the league. I think the second easiest. So you guys can't really say the Giants can do a good job. They got Paul Perkins, has an opportunity to be good. No opportunity. Let's go to the Bills now. And the reason I put the Bills here, one sec, is strictly because of how much depth they got in the draft and Shaq Lawson. I think he's a great defensive end need for this team. And I think that this was a great pick because he's one of the top prospects in the draft. He got shot down a little bit. I do think that he's a very good prospect for this team. I think the Bills are only getting better. The Chargers, Joey Bosa, that's a great pick. I love the pick. I think that he definitely, out of the top 3 picks, he's the best player of all of them. The Raiders, when you look at the Raiders are just getting better, and it's unbelievable. They may have not won the draft, but they're just getting better. They had a great pick in taking Carl Joseph. I think their defense is still unreal. This team is only getting better. The Titans, strictly because of the trades they made, and same with the Browns. The Titans and Browns made 2 big trades, and now let's go on to the losers. Oops. Oh, shoot. Let's go to the losers. The Rams, Eagles, Cowboys, and Niners. This is a tough one to do, but the reason I have the Rams and Eagles losing is strictly because of how much they gave up to get 2 mediocre quarterbacks. I'm not a big fan of Goff or Wentz. I think the Eagles and Rams both give up too much to get these picks, and I think in the long run, maybe it could work out, but for now, I mean, these teams' biggest need wasn't quarterback. The Cowboys, yeah, they got Jalen Smith and Ezekiel Elliott, but I think it was a stupid reason to take Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, the Cowboys, they're a great team. They're a good team, but they just keep making dumb decisions. I mean, everyone loves Ezekiel Elliott because he's the sickest player out there. Like, he's sick. But that's no reason to pick a player. You know, it's not about the fans, it's about the team, and I think Ezekiel Elliott's not a big pick and a big need for this team right now. And the Niners. This team just keeps getting worse. Colin Kaepernick's probably not going to start. You know, they couldn't take Joey Bosa. They had to get DeForest Buckner. What can you do, though? But yeah, thanks for watching the video. Sorry I didn't post last week, but I will be posting weekly. Maybe even I'll have 2 this week. But thanks for watching, guys, and see ya.